If you're a devil hunter, we know life is hard. It's not always bagging and tagging. Sometimes you come across a tough cookie who makes you eat dirt. But don't worry, we here at the Red Orb Association of America have got your back. Need a little pick-me-up? We've got a payment plan for you. Got a nasty scythe across the chest and want something a little stronger? The ROAA has you covered. And if you really need some offensive help, we have a plan for that too. Don't worry, we won't tell. So go ahead and pick yourself up today. Red Orb Association of America. If at first you don't succeed, die and die again.
The Red Orbs Association of America is not responsible for any activities required in the release process. Rules or direct to increase our fees with each purchase. Any type of circumstance will result in your swift and immediate obliteration. Thank you for participating in capitalism signature.
Today, I've decided to answer a question that nobody has had. Can I pay my way through Devil May Cry 5? Upon death, you can spend Red Orbs to fully revive and damage all enemies. I've got a lot of Red Orbs, so let's see how far I can get on borrowed wings. The revival damage is percentage based and deals 50% of the enemy's current HP in damage. Because of this, the revival damage will never actually kill an enemy. So for this run, I'll be getting enemies to an amount of HP where they could be defeated by a single attack. And until they reach that point, I will only be doing damage by reviving. At the beginning of a mission, the first damaging revival would cost 65,000 Red Orbs. The price of the second revival would go up to 325,000, and every subsequent revival for the rest of the mission would cost 585,000 Red Orbs. Depending on how healthy some enemies were and whether they appeared at the beginning of a mission or not, I could potentially be spending upwards of 8,190,000 Red Orbs on a single encounter. For example, this Empusa Queen took 14 revivals to get low enough to be defeated in a single strike. At the end of Mission 2, I only had 52 million Red Orbs left, and by the midpoint of Mission 4, I had completely ran out of orbs. Wait. I'm out? 100 million Red Orbs just to get to Mission 4? Well... Let me explain. The question was never how far those 100 million Red Orbs could take me. The question was if I could pay my way through the game. So when I ran out of Red Orbs, I would visit the store and purchase more. I'm going to find out exactly how much cash it will take to buy my way to victory. Those borrowed wings will be minted gold by the time I'm through with this run. So, through the power of economy, with just a few simple clicks, I was back up to 100 million Red Orbs, and it only cost me $1,999. Because the total was under $2,000, I had just enough money left to buy myself an Amazon.com e-girl card. Just before the boss of Mission 4, I encountered a Hell Judeca. This was the first real instance where an enemy could spawn other enemies. Instead of my normal 14 resurrections needed to kill an enemy with as much HP as Judy, I could potentially need upwards of 23 resurrections to clear this encounter out. If she summoned enemies just before she got rendered more disabled than our emo protagonist stand-in, this fight alone could end up costing $269 worth of Red Orbs. And since I couldn't hit anything until I had fulfilled the requisite number of resurrections, I was powerless to stop the spawning. Fortunately, reality was far less punishing. Judy was kind enough to friendly fire her own spawns and decided not to spawn anymore when she was close to death's door. I entered the fight with 93 million Red Orbs and got out with just over 85 million, which was about the average average for most encounters. It was smooth dying through the next few missions until the third to last encounter of Mission 7, where I reached the end of my 100 million Red Orbs once again. It was time to head back to the store and replenish my... hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Yeah, hi. Who's this?
Hi, this is Chase. I'm calling on behalf of Bank of Acheron. We've noticed some suspicious activity on your account recently. It looks like...
What's happening?
Let me just pull up your account real quick. There appears to be dozens, potentially hundreds of purchases for Devil May Cry orbs. Sir, this is a textbook case of fraud. Don't worry, we've taken the steps to secure your account already. This call is merely a formality to get confirmation that this was not your doing.
No, it was. I did that.
This was you?
Yes.
You're sure your account hasn't been compromised?
I'm sure.
Okay, sir. Your account has been unfrozen and you can make purchases with it as normal. Sorry to bother you. Freak.
After restocking on Red Orbs once again, that brought the grand total spent up to $3,998 by Mission 7. Oh, my bank is gonna hate me. While this run was a majority waiting around and asking enemies to step on me, I was able to cut loose a little when it was time to end their existence. Someone's gotta put the Furies in their place, right? Against Urizen at the end of Mission 8, Resurrecting dealt damage to his crystal shield, but not his health bar. This will become important later. In Mission 9, I encountered a behemoth with standards. He said he doesn't just burrow underground for anyone. He's gotta get to know a guy first. So we had a nice chat, I read him some poems and got on his good side. Then it was simply a formality to get him to go down for me. Just between you and me, I'm pretty sure V really enjoyed this run. Men, if you've ever played your girl in chess and she got this position against you, that wasn't your girl. That was V from Devil May Cry 5. The start of Mission 10 marked another Red Orb refill, bringing our total up to $5,997 to get to this point. The battle with Urizen 2 began with another $2,000 Red Orb purchase, and a very curious discovery. If you remember back in Mission 8 when I said,
Against Urizen at the end of Mission 8, Resurrecting dealt damage to his crystal shield, but not his health bar. This will become important later.
This Urizen is the exact opposite. The Red Orb revival would directly damage Urizen's health, but would not do a single bit of damage to his crystal. So if I couldn't destroy the crystal in one shot, was this technically as far as my revivals could take me? Well, as it would turn out, Urizen 2 has a rather unique mechanic that I bet you didn't know about. Every time Urizen casts magic, he uses the HP of his crystal to facilitate it. It's hard to notice in real time due to the segmented nature of the lock-on HP bar, but if we check the crystal's current health right now, and again after he's cast a few spells, we can see that it has in fact gone down. So all I had to do was wait until I was certain the crystal had reduced itself to 1 HP, break it, and then break Urizen's face. Mission 13 reminded me that the demons were hungry and I needed to be the Big Mac. I had a photo shoot with Dante and then V suddenly came to the conclusion that he was weak. I want to give a special shout out to BLXK, who recognized me while I was recording this and joined my Discord specifically to talk about how he came across me while playing. It was such a cool moment, and if you guys ever come across me or my ghost in your own playthroughs, definitely let me know. I love seeing stuff like this. The beginning of Mission 16 marked the next Red Orb fill-up, which raised the total cash spent on orbs to just under $10,000. Fortunately, missions 17, 19, and 20 consisted of single boss fights, and mission 18 had very few encounters. So theoretically, this 100 million Red Orbs should be enough to carry me through the rest of the game. I got through Urizen 3 with 56 million orbs still in my pocket and only one major mission left to tackle before Virgil: the pets. I made an interesting discovery against Nightmare. Apparently, I got him low enough on HP that the game decided to heal him. I don't mean that thing where he goes to drink up grape soda from one of those pools on the ground. No. The game legitimately just decided that I had dealt too much damage and gave Nightmare a nice infusion of health out of nowhere. Something fishy was going on.
The ROAA would like to take this time to remind you that we are always on your side, Devil Hunter.
I went into the Mission 19 fight against Virgil expecting the worst. After the first revival, Virgil entered Sin Devil Trigger, where he gained a burst of health and began slowly regenerating so long as he remained in that form. However, Virgil would leave SDT when he killed me, and his next transformation was on a timer. Virgil was able to kill me fast enough, especially once the doppelganger came out, that I was able to knock him down to 1 health before he began healing once again. Virgil's Mission 20 fight was even easier. He still gained that burst of health when entering Sin Devil Trigger, but his regeneration while in that form was non-existent. Except Virgil's SDT transformation wasn't exactly on a timer in this fight. If you play the fight casually, you'll know that once Virgil has lost some HP, he will enter SDT and remain in it for the entirety of the fight. But since he would leave SDT when I died, a frustrating interaction occurred. I would resurrect and Virgil would almost instantly re-enter SDT, gaining that boost of health every time. He would always SDT before managing to kill me again, so at a certain point, we reached an equilibrium where I would damage him with a resurrection, and he would heal that damage right back up ad infinitum.
Die and die, die and die, die and die, and die and die,
Don't worry, we won't tell.
So the run was impossible. I would never be able to get Virgil within 1 hit from death, and therefore this was as far as my Red Orbs could take me. I went down to 23 million before I decided to simply finish off Virgil's remaining HP. And that's it. If you wanted to pay your way through 99.5% of DMC5 on Dante Must Die difficulty, it would cost you around $9,995 or $11,994 if you didn't start out with 100 million Red Orbs like I did. But what if I told you that there was another piece to this puzzle? A way to min-max your spending and save Red Orbs in this run. So, remember when I said, at the beginning of a mission, the first damaging revival would cost 65,000 Red Orbs. The price of the second revival would go up to 325,000, and every subsequent revival for the rest of the mission would cost 585,000 Red Orbs. Well, that's not entirely true. There is a way to reset the cost of Red Orb revivals back to 65,000 in the middle of a mission. If you load a mid-mission checkpoint from the title screen, the cost of your next Red Orb revival will reset as if it were the beginning of a mission. With this technique, you would be saving 780,000 red orbs per checkpoint. There are a total of 28 checkpoints that would be viable for this technique, so you would end up saving 21,840,000 red orbs, or $435.78 over the course of the entire game. That means bare minimum you would still be looking at around $9,000 if you wanted to pay every enemy in the game to go away. And there you have it. I wish I could say this was a fun run, but frankly, I'm happy to be done with it. All in all, I had a ton of fun making this video though, and I hope you all enjoyed as well. You all are awesome, you are important, and you matter. I hope you got a chance to laugh or smile today, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.